sessions.
Well,
There were 8, and I've only been to 4 or 3.
I mean, it happens.
In your defense, you're on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Is
if it was like
also-
3 a.m. here, I would miss a lot of sessions too.
It's 4 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, if I made my profile picture queer. Yay!
Alrighty. So, it's been about a week now since this siege has started. There's been a bit of back and forth. For the most part, spirits seem to be high. Upon getting to the command tent, everybody sees Star Captain Mellis basically standing there looking over a tactical map. And kind of muttering to himself at first, and then once he sees you all filter in, kind of looks up at you all and says, we're going to be doing our final push today. We have secured a way to open a path to their main command center. We're gonna need you 3 to take that command center out. I expect that it will be fairly heavily guarded. However, it's not just going to be you all alone. Our company has been chosen to take this mission on in its entirety. We are effectively the tip of the spear here. What you 3 are going to be required to do, and at this point he kind of zooms in on a section of the battlefield, and you can see, and what I will do, I will draw. There we go. You see essentially what look like camp that essentially looks like this. And it looks actually, the picture that you're looking at here, it looks actually like a fairly high resolution picture. And Melis points out the building in the middle. That's their command center. That building needs to not exist. That is your main objective. Now, if you can find a way to secure us any materiel as well, that's always a bonus, as I'm sure you're all aware by now that we're in a position where we kind of have to take what we can get. At least at this current juncture. Do you have any questions?
Yes. So the center building is the command center. That's the CNC building we need to destroy. Kuyaf?
Ah,
What are the buildings surrounding it?
the building to the west, or sorry, the building to the east. That, as far as we can tell, is a weapons depot. And the building to the south is a hangar. We're unclear of the purpose of the other two buildings.
Might they be barracks?
That is a very distinct possibility.
So we want
I have
to
an idea. One of them may be silo or fuel.
That is a possibility. Now, as you were saying,
So, secondary objective then is to capture, hold, and avoid and prevent the destruction of those two buildings in line with the. Hold on, I'm sorry. I have a cat deciding she wants to play with my headphones cord. You goofball.
I know that feeling.
You're in a mood tonight. Please don't chew on that. I need this. Don't chew on this.
Did I have iOS headphones?
You're in a mood. Anyway, so it could be reasonably presumed then that secondary objectives would be to capture and then probably defend those two buildings in order to acquire whatever material they may have inside. Kuyaf?
Ah,
Okay. Just wanted to have a more clear idea of the lay of the land.
so what the main portion of our forces are going to be doing is drawing out the majority of the defenders from that base. There will still end up being a token defense there. However, I'm pretty confident that with your track record, you will be able to make short work of them.
One can only hope.
Now,
Yeah.
as far as forces we have seen around the facility, we have seen at least we have seen two Battlemaster mechs. We have seen one Marauder recently, a pair of dragons, and a handful of other medium mechs. Now, we do plan on pulling most of these mechs away. I will also be going in my Punisher, and Jet will be on the field as well. So hopefully that will be pulling their heavier assets away.
Understood.
You will have artillery support during this mission. However, basically we are going to be moving out in full force, mech support will not be available. As I'm sure you can understand, everybody else is going to be a little bit busy.
Half. It would make sense. That concludes my questions for now, I believe. Deanna, Ainsley?
Do we have any information on how sturdy these structures are?
They do look to be permanent structures that have been well, they're essentially prefabricated semi-permanent structures, as far as we can tell from our surveillance. As far as they don't look ridiculously sturdy. I wouldn't try jumping on one with a mech if you can help it. Especially yours, Kirka.
So jump on them. Understood.
I mean, if that's what you feel like doing, although the technicians may end up grumbling more.
Easter Beetle does not have jump jets, unfortunately.
If I'm understanding correctly, we have a bunch of concrete buildings that we have to either destroy or capture.
Yeah, that is about the long and the short of what this mission entails.
That was in character, by the way.
So was that.
Oh.
We will be. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can continue. I was just being dumb.
Very well. We will be conducting this mission as a Twilight raid. That way, their ground forces will be slightly less effective. So you have until this evening to prepare yourselves. Let's get this done and get on with our actual mission. Quiaf?
Half.
You're all dismissed.
One final thing.
Yes.
It is my intention to take possession of the Marauder brought in roughly 2 days ago. I will call a trial if I must, but consider yourself duly informed.
Well, it is my understanding that it was Kirka that had taken down that mech. Once we are back up on the ship, if you would like to issue that formal challenge, I'm sure the simulators can be made ready.
Very good.
Alrighty, you three find yourselves free for the afternoon, or well, basically the day to prepare and get ready. What would you all like to do?
Mm,
As Deanna walks out of the tent, Kirka is actually going to catch up with her a little bit. Try and flag her down.
It is not difficult to do.
Okay. I was unaware that you were interested in a battle mech, let alone a busted up piece of junk like that Marauder.
I've been training in the evenings because we do not have very much firepower in this little partial Nova point of ours. And if there is any doctrine that defines us, pardon me, if there is any doctrine that defines us wolves, it is flexibility. Taking the Marauder, that is exactly why I chose it. I see it unlikely that anyone else will lay claim.
That is fair. I did not mean to impugn your honor, by the way. I am merely surprised that an elemental as proficient and accomplished as you would even be interested in pursuing training as a mech warrior.
As I said, the cross training is seeming essential. I have not contributed incredibly well on roughly half of our deployments and aim to change that.
You undersell yourself, Deanna. You have been vital to the success of these operations. I have been getting by purely on luck. You have been accomplishing what you have on skill. I envy that.
You flatter me, and it seems that one thing we have in common is undervaluing ourselves.
Indley would rudely come up to both of you and say, if you're going to break this mech, give it to me, please. If you're going to break it.
I have no interest in the Marauder. I am perfectly fine with my Timberwolf. But since I know better than to simply give such a prize to Deanna, I am more than happy to accept the inevitable batch-all for it when it comes. The last thing I want to do is make an enemy with a woman 2 feet taller than me, 2.5.
Not that aggressive.
That remark is enough to get her just bust into open laughter, like genuinely amused, happy laughter, not contemptuous laughter.
What? I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm going to go find that person who is shooting at me.
Sorry?
Good hunting.
You as well? Oh, I'm sorry. That was yeah. Yeah. That was Dainsley. Yeah. Well, at any rate, that's all. That was all I wanted to ask. I was just surprised that you were interested in that. I had no idea that you were training to be a mech warrior. Did you? I could have
In
sworn.
fairness, it has been late in the evenings.
That is fair. I usually keep myself occupied in the evenings, but if that was, you could have told me. You could have asked me to help train you. I would have been more than happy to.
Duly noted going forward.
Please don't. Please do not think of yourself as a bother. If you want to, if this is a direction that you wish to take your career, I would be more than happy to help. You have been more than an asset on the battlefield in simply that battle armor of yours. I cannot imagine the devastation that you would put out in a battlefield in an actual mech.
That makes her outright blush.
I mean, and especially in something as sexy as a Marauder.
I mean, that was part of the attention as well. It is armed with far more than a small laser.
This is true. I have heard rumors of a special configuration of the Marauder that the clans have been implementing among the Isorla that they have captured from the Inner Sphere. Do you know anything about those?
Depending on how recently, there may be a note in my recognition guide, but not off the top of my head.
Might be worth looking into, since perhaps a little piece of home, as it were.
Certainly would not hurt.
I mean, out of character, I'm pretty sure we could reason it out that you could definitely make a 2C Marauder with the parts that would be available.
Not even. There's a standard Marauder that the clans refit with a UAC-5 and clan large pulse lasers.
I mean,
Just for what reason I wanted the remains of the mech? Repurposed it for weapons. Out of character.
But yeah. But at any rate, I should probably check in with my crew. I just wanted to have this quick conversation with you, and I am very keen to see how you perform this evening.
As am I. I slept well for once.
I can tell you have been in unusually high spirits. I don't think I have seen you laugh in a long time.
Well, hopefully after the battle we will both be here to laugh. Good luck with preparations.
You as well.
This evening we show them what one mech and 2 battle suits from the clans can do.
And it will be the last thing they see. And with that, Kirka will kind of take a couple steps back before turning and making her way towards the hangar where her techs have been probably making the final touches on her Timberwolf.
all right. And Deanna, what are you up to after that?
She will find a quiet spot to look through her recognition guides. I'm assuming with the date on it, because I looked up the Marauder a lot over the last week. I'm assuming with as old as that thing is, it's going to be in there. So
Oh yeah,
yay.
yeah. You'll have quite a bit of information on it because the Marauder was a Starleague era design, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Marauder C dates back to Pentagon Civil War.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you'll have basically as much information on loadouts as you would like to customize within reason. Basically, just the same thing I say all the time: just stay within weight. Alrighty, Ainsley, what are you up to?
Well, just as I said, I'm going to attempt to find the crew of the tank that uh, I mobility killed.
They are currently being held in a essentially a makeshift brig, um, near the main like. So I described it last week and you weren't here. Um,
Hmm.
but so the way the camp you're in is laid out, there is a like main headquarters command tent, and then each mercenary company that's taking part has their own command tent kind of outside of that, surrounding it, and then the different all the different like support tents and stuff like that for each of the companies. The basically all of the prisoners that have been taken are in a makeshift brig, basically just to the side of the main HQ tent.
Mhm.
So you
Well,
you know where they are. What would you like to do?
um, I guess I would like to not intimidate. I'm trying to find the word. Um, Talk to them casually, but threatening.
You're going to intimidate them.
Yeah.
What is what is the goal that you are hoping to achieve?
Emotional trauma.
So you're just doing it to be mean?
Yeah, because they tried to kill me.
I mean, it is essentially war.
Still,
I mean, yeah, you can. Um, I'm
I'm
not gonna
gonna.
make I'm not gonna make you roll for it. Um, if you want to
Because
if you want to
mm,
describe the scene, it is you can describe the scene. Just don't go like
worry.
yeah. Well, you won't be
No,
able
I
to
don't think.
anyway, really, because they're kind of in like a cell.
Yeah, in the cell. Yeah, I would describe it as just a long talk about how would I wanted to kill them if I wouldn't have morals. That's it.
Oh, right. Um, and then just kind of relax for the rest of the afternoon, or is that going to basically take up your full day?
Yeah. Well, it's most of the day, but then I'm going to relax.
Alrighty. So it's getting around twilight. Um, Sunset is basically like an hour off, and everybody is mustering to their mechs. You can see that the full point of elementals that is on board. Actually, I believe it was more than one point. Let me go back to notes. Oh wait, I don't have that written here. Um, damn. Oh, anyway. Uh, but yeah, so you notice that all of the elementals are basically kind of being spread amongst the forces. Well, the remaining ones, because there are only 3 more. And like all of the vehicle crews and mechs are basically getting situated to head out. Takes you about an hour to get to the essentially the rally point for this attack. And you can see that it's more than just the Badgers that are out there. There's 2 companies worth of mechs other than you all out there taking part. And you all hear over the communicators, we are going to draw them out. Give us a 30 count, and then make your way to the encampment. Quiaf?
Understood.
And at that, you see the full force of the Badgers on from the ship start to move out and engage the defenders in combat. As you can see, there's a number of assault mechs, quite a few heavy mechs, some mediums, and as the your 30 count ticks down, you can see that like the forces that are assaulting right now are successfully kind of moving most of these forces out of the way. And the 30 count has now counted down, and you've made your way to the camp. As you are pulling up, you can see that there is indeed a marauder. And get back to the book. A pair of Valkyries.
Okay.
That are left defending these structures. We're coming in with you at long range. So Kirka, I'm sure Ainsley and Deanna are riding Kirka at the moment.
Yep. And standard tactics applies when we get to like medium short somewhere in there. That's when she'll dismount.
That tracks. Alrighty. So yeah, you are in long range. Kirka.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Okay. I would like to approach because where are they in proportion in relation to the buildings?
Okay.
Basically.
So yous all are coming from like down here. And they so we got one mech there, one mech there, and one mech like over there. So the Valkyries. Let me select you and select. Oh, I think it's control with this program. Yep, it's control. Edit. The Valkyries are going to be the black ones.
Okay.
That's basically how they're spread out.
Okay. In that case, I want to begin approaching. I would like to try and close in as much as possible with the Valkyrie on the left-hand side. Valkyrie number 2.
Okay.
However close I can get to that, with the intent of being able to get my passengers dropped off as close to the presumed hangar as possible.
That tracks.
That way I can hopefully start using my torso weapons, because I can't right now since they're mounted.
Yeah. So I do believe, let me just double check here. You have movement 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you definitely can get into medium range from that specific Valkyrie.
Fantastic.
There's still a little bit of a ways away from the hangar building, though. I would say you're actually probably like medium range away from the hangar building as well, I would say.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to open the engagement with the Valkyrie by just taking a pot shot with my handy dandy new UAC-5 that I've got installed on this thing.
Ooh.
So let's see. So that's going to be gunnery skill, and then the movement speed of the Valkyrie is a
3. So even up.
It's even. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. So I get to use my +8. And I need it.
Oof. So this Valkyrie, the pilot seems to be a little bit more skilled than you expected. They were able to kind of dance out of the way at the last moment. Kirka and Deanna, I'm assuming you're chilling out where you're at, or are you gonna hop off and try and get a little bit closer?
You mean
Or sorry,
me?
Deanna and Ainsley. My bad.
No problem. Yeah, I'm gonna dismount.
Okay. Are you gonna try and close distance with the Valkyrie?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Alrighty. So you can get into short range.
Okay. So I guess I will.
Yeah,
Just
you'd
checking.
be...
I can shoot the laser and then SRMs.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna do first laser, then SRMs.
Alrighty. So that would be a support weapons check for you.
+7 is not +9. I don't know where I got +9. 36 +7. It's a 12.
You managed to hit, and roll me 2d6 to see where you hit.
3.
Is the 3, which is the right arm. And that just does 1 damage.
Okay. Disarms them.
Yep.
Also 12.
You just barely hit. So roll me 1d6 for your bonus die.
Ooh.
That's 2 extra damage, so that's damage 3?
Only 2. SRM or SRM 2s are locked, unfortunately.
I thought there's still an extra damage on that.
There is, but we're max 2.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it's it's 2 separate 1-point hits. Okay. Alrighty. So I need a hit. So I need a hit location for the first one.
Yeah.
That is on the 5. Which is the right leg, and then on the second one, the 10, which is the left arm. So
I just shot everywhere.
doot, doot, and doot. Alrighty, and that. Okay, so yeah, the arms definitely took a little bit of damage. You can see that you punched through a considerable amount of the armor on Valkyrie's arms. The legs seemed a little bit less damaging, but you can still tell that you peeled off a little bit of armor. Deanna,
Can I have a second? I just noticed that I don't have any of the red boxes at all.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna just send the screenshot.
Oh yeah, no, you have 4 pips, which should be divided into 6 slices, and then the dotted one right under the visor is the only internal, but
That's it.
are the internal.
I don't. You sent me a screenshot of. Here, give me a second. Let me try and refresh the page or update view.
There it is.
Those boxes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant on the record sheet.
Yeah, I
No.
kind of thought that as well, but yeah, no, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you. On the map, no red boxes on the map. The really hastily drawn map that is not technically to scale, but close enough.
And the refresh is helpful here too. Like, I also have stream open as I do every week, but unfortunately, most of us right now are under Luna.
It's true.
That is 100% true. Already, Deanna, you saw Ainsley jump off, and
north.
You're gonna head due north. You're gonna try and close with the building.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So you are about medium. So you're after closing with the building, you can get into short. Actually, boop. It only takes 2 movement to do so.
Excellent. Is there an open bay door? Anything of the sort?
So you see there's 3 bay doors on the side of the building. They're not open at the moment, but they look like they don't look like heavy duty bay doors. Basically it would look something similar to like an industrial garage door type deal, like something you'd see on like a loading bay.
So something that'd be easily enough to rip open. I don't have to waste missiles on.
Yeah,
Right.
that tracks. Did you want to try and shoot at it? Since you have your pew pew laser?
Yeah, might as well.
Just roll 2d6. Just don't roll snake eyes. You didn't roll snake eyes. Yeah, so the laser punches through a section of the door, and you actually hear a scream from inside right afterwards. You may or may not have hit a technician. Alrighty,
That's unfortunate. Good technicians are hard to find.
they are really. Alrighty, so it is now their turn. So the Valkyries are going to act first. The one to the north is just going to kind of try and close with Kirka and move into medium range. They are going to first try and fire with their medium laser. Because the biggest threat that they can see is the Timberwolf. And your piloting, please.
Man,
Bum, bum, bum.
these rolls.
Yeah, apparently. So you take 2 damage to the 4.
That is the right arm.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Which is not going to do much to your right arm.
Not really, no.
They are going to now fire with their LRM rack.
Yes. All right, come on, man.
And do they get extra dice or extra damage? They do. So the 1 point hit is to your 7.
Okay, that's the torso.
And the 2 point hit is to your 10, which is your
That is
arm
the left
again.
arm. Okay. Ugh.
Valkyrie number 2 is going to close, and that's actually going to put them in. Actually, hold on a second here. I think that actually might be able to put them in point blank. Yeah.
Why would they point to blank?
Yeah, they can basically zip over to point blank. And they are going to try and rock'em sock'em robots you. Because apparently, this one has more bravery than brains.
Okay. I guess.
Then between 3 people.
Yeah, they miss. Handle
the angry cheese.
And then the Marauder is going to move into short range. And they are going to take aim.
Okay.
First with their pair of PPCs.
Okay.
They are
I
going
like
to
that
miss.
roll. I like that roll.
And then with their AC 5.
And I like that roll.
Yeah. All of those shots miss as they kind of just zing past your mech. And you can see that this guy seems to be warming up a little bit.
Okay.
And it is now top of the initiative again. Kirka.
I'm gonna put this fucking Valkyrie in its place. Actually, before I do that, since I took a little bit more damage than I wanted to, especially from those LRMs, I would like to take a moment to double check my ECM suite
Mm-hmm.
and Active Probe, make sure they're up and running properly. Because I feel like the ECM hasn't been cooperating, and now, like in the heat of the moment, I'm just like, okay, something's going on.
Alrighty. What? Do you have any skills that you would like to roll to try and troubleshoot? Like, do you have like computer skill or anything like that?
I don't have anything tech related, unfortunately.
Alrighty. If you could roll 2d6 plus double your intelligence, I think that'll suffice.
Okay, let's see. 2d6 plus double my intelligence gets me an 11.
Alrighty, yeah. So you actually see that the ECM was being finicky and like a little bit of manual adjustment and coaxing later. Essentially, you kind of hit the panel a little bit. The like all of the lights on your ECM suite readouts are now green. Rather than because there were a few indicators that were glowing red.
Okay, cool.
So what would you like to do? I'm gonna say that's kind of like a free action type thing.
Fantastic. So that now that that's up and running, and hopefully will do something, I'm gonna punish this Valkyrie for trying to take a swing at me, and I'm gonna do something that I've been wanting to do this entire time but haven't been able to, and Alpha Strike this motherfucker.
Alrighty.
Because I can handle the heat. So first things first, I am going to fire my UAC 5 again. And that's going to be a 2d6 plus an 8.
You hit.
Fantastic. So now I get to roll a extra dice to see if I get an extra 2 damage. Is that like a 1, 2, 3 hit, 1, 2, 3 miss sort of deal, since it's 2 plus M for a max 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to aim for a 3. A 1. You still got a little extra damage. So first hit location?
Okay. First hit location on the Valkyrie is the 5. Right leg.
Right leg, okay. And how much damage is that for?
That's 2. That's 2
damage. Okay. So the right leg is taking 3 thus far.
And then the extra pip is on the other leg.
Okay. And that one has not taken damage yet. And it now has.
Okay. Then I got these handy dandy medium pulse lasers that I'm going to bring into play. That is a +2 in short range.
Okay. Okay, There's no way that they can dodge this, but so yeah, hit location.
The 10, the left arm for 5 damage.
Oof. Yeah, so you blow this thing's left arm off.
Oh, wonderful.
It no longer has a left arm, and though you didn't kill any of its weapon systems.
Yeah, unfortunately, that laser's in the right arm.
I like distraction.
All right, so next is going to be the ER small lasers. And that is a 15.
They might be able to dodge this. Nope. ER small is 1.
There are 3 for a total of 5 damage, and I just rolled a 12.
Okay, so that is headshot, which is glancing unless you spend a plot point.
Yes.
So you're spending the plot point to make it a
to make it a dead curry. Yes.
Nice.
A fried curry.
So yeah, this Valkyrie. Well, what do we see?
What you see
gets deleted.
Is all right, so Kirka takes a little bit of damage from the Valkyrie in the back. And that's what causes her to start fiddling around with the ECM suite. So she kind of messes around with it, runs a brief diagnostic. The the monitor on her dashboard shows that the ECM is inoperational. Runs a quick troubleshoot diagnostic, which gets it rebooting, but it starts kind of lagging a little bit. She smacks it a couple times, and then it glows green. Just in the nick of time, she looks up and she sees the Valkyrie is flying in with its left arm cocked back, like trying to do this like martial arts style like flying punch maneuver. To which Kirka responds by cranking her throttle backwards, so the Timberwolf begins to step backwards, which causes the Marauder to miss and shoot wide. As she does so, she trains her crosshairs up onto the Valkyrie and opens fire with her UAC 5. She sees the shots kind of glance around. A good amount of it hits one of the legs, and a couple of shells kind of bounce off the other leg. And then she also fires the medium pulse lasers, which hit true, completely shearing off the left arm at the shoulder. The Valkyrie lands and at a bit of a stagger, not able to make the punch, at which point it basically landed right in front of Kirika's cockpit, so she fires the R small lasers, and the last thing the Blakis sees before he gets incinerated is a glowing trio of pinpoint red lights melting straight through the Valkyrie's cockpit glass.
Nice. Alrighty. Deanna, or actually you can still move too. You haven't used your movement as yet.
I am going to continue to wheel backwards just a little bit in order to turn and engage the other two mechs.
Okay, you're basically gonna like keep it maintain distance from them, just kind of get in position.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. Deanna or Ainsley?
Well,
Okay, I got it. Ainsley, be advised, hangars occupied. Kirka, 4 o'clock. And she pivots so hard that the left knee actuators are actually complaining as she turns to go after this Marauder, because right now it's got Kirka's back. And that thing needs distracted, and it needs distracted now.
That is fair.
What range are we at?
I'll say you're currently at short.
Then yeah, she is just gonna book it for this thing, using the jump jets a little bit to amplify each step, and then leap up onto the thing.
Climb it like Spider Monkey.
Of course.
Alrighty.
It's the one way of anti-mech warfare.
Yeah, that is fair. Make your
I
roll.
pictured it a bit differently. Like stepping on the air.
Oh yeah, you climb this mech like a spider monkey, and this is one of the most graceful things anyone has ever seen an elemental do.
Yeah, you're basically stepping on the air, or Air Jesus.
I want to hear this described, actually.
Yes. So Deanna, how does this look?
If I could, I'd like to save that to see if the attack hits first, which of course will be next turn, because punchy.
That is fair. Alrighty, Ainsley. What are
I'm
you
guessing
up to?
I'm on medium range.
From whom?
Uh, the red one is the
The-
Valkyrie, or
The red one's the Marauder. You technically would be at long range from the Marauder at this point.
Mhm. uh, so I'm guessing door is blasted off. Mm, yeah, I'm gonna go inside the hangar.
So the door is damaged to the hangar. You can definitely get up to it and destroy the door that Deanna was working on.
Your green things.
Sorry.
You like your mic cut
Oh,
off.
I cut out. Okay. So yeah, you can definitely get to the door that Deanna shot this turn, and you can punch it and break it. Next turn, you will be able to enter the hangar. Give me a
Then I'm breaking it.
give me a 2d6 roll. Basically just don't roll boxcars. You didn't roll boxcars, so yeah, you managed to finish tearing down this this door. And inside you see a fairly well lit hangar. You can see that there are a couple of mechs that are just kind of standing there in bays. That don't seem to have any pilots currently, and there are a bunch of technicians running around, very frightened looking at this point.
I also wanna describe like
Yeah, go ahead.
if we remember, there was like a scream, so we assumed that what someone hit was. I'm sorry, someone was hit.
Oh yeah.
So there's a trail on the floor.
Oh, there wouldn't have been. It was a small laser that does enough damage to basically like take out somebody's wound track all in one go for the most part.
No, like I guess yeah.
Yeah, like you would definitely see a body that's just laying on the ground, probably with a fairly large hole in it, because even a small laser
I
would leave a pretty
thought
big
it
hole.
was hit a leg. Then it's a body with a cut off leg.
Yeah, sure. We can go with that.
And it was a yelp. Just as I thought.
Alrighty. So that's Ainsley. It is now to the NPCs. The Valkyrie that shot missiles at you is going to close to short range. They're not going to make the same mistake as their compatriot and try and engage you in Rock'em Sock'em Robots, because that's just bad news bears.
Yes, it is.
They are, however, going to shoot at you. First with their medium laser.
Okay. I hope a 17 misses.
Oh yeah, they were not able to connect with their laser shot. I think they were a little bit shaken after watching, the other Valkyrie get its head taken off. But yeah, so their medium laser shot kind of flies wide.
Uh-huh.
And then they're once again going to unleash their LRM-10.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, and this, I guess, just out of curiosity, so now that we've established ECM's working, how, it's at your discretion how it works, essentially.
I'm
what I
basically I was actually just thinking about that. I'm gonna apply a -2 to the roll for the interference it would provide, which would then make that 16 that they rolled into a 14.
Oh, okay, -2. Okay. So I just got to beat it. Nope, I did not beat the 14. Oh, well.
And so you take 1 damage to the 8.
That is also the torso, so that's 2 points gone from that.
Yeah, so like you can tell that their shots weren't as accurate as before, as like things flew a little bit more wide.
Okay.
The Marauder. I'm gonna roll a d6. And okay. The Marauder is currently actually ignoring Deanna. For the moment, as I don't think they realize the threat of an elemental climbing on top of them. Either that or they're underestimating what can happen when an elemental decides to climb you and use you as a unwilling ride. They are going to move into short range, though. Or no, sorry, they were already in short range. Yeah, they're going to kind of keep distance and fire at Kirka.
No, stupid thing. I don't want a purple line.
Boo.
Oh no, it'll go away. It just kind of marks the direction that your icon traveled.
All right, I rolled my check.
Oh, barely hits with the PPCs. Oh,
Whack.
actually, hold on. No, they don't hit.
Oh,
The
okay.
PPCs don't hit. I forgot to add in the -1 movement.
Oh, they cooking too.
Yeah, they're a little warm. And they're a little bit warmer actually at this point. And they're going to try and hit you with their AC 5.
Okay.
Ah, shit. So it's a 15 that they rolled for that. They do hit you with the AC 5.
I was about to say I got an exact same roll.
All
right.
That is going to hit you in the 11.
That is the left arm.
They're really going after that arm.
Yeah, both of the arms have taken. Let's see. The right arm's taken 2 points. The left arm is now taken 4.
Alrighty. It is your go. There is still a Valkyrie, and there is the Marauder that Deanna is currently climbing. What would you like to do, Kirka?
Let's see. All right, real quick. Now that I've wheeled around and I've assessed the threat, Deanna, Ainsley, Valkyrie, 7 o'clock. And I am going to hope that, well, I'm going to presume that Deanna at least is going to, like, get the message and jump off. So that I can alpha strike this Marauder in the face.
She is staying put. She's in the middle of like vaulting up this thing as you're doing it.
Okay. In that case, as she goes to hit the button, she is going to see Deanna continuing to grapple onto the Marauder and is just like, shit. And very quickly swivels the crosshair so that she directs the Alpha Strike at the Valkyrie instead. So I am going to take a -1 penalty, essentially for at the last second redirecting my aim so I don't accidentally turn Deanna into Swiss cheese.
Okay, that
Very,
tracks.
very hot, very hot melty Swiss cheese. So let's see, that's going to be the UAC 5 plus 7. Well, that still hits.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So then I'm going to look for a 1 or a 2. Well, I did get a 3, which you said was kosher.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah, it just
Alright, so
basically goes down to the maximum amount of damage you could do.
Got it. All right, so that's another 2 damage.
Alrighty, and
So-
first hit location?
First hit location for that is going to be the 11, the left arm.
Oakley Dokley, and that... Let me just get up to the Valkyrie again.
Yeah. We're all surprised.
Alrighty, and that was the left arm you hit.
Correct.
Okay, and that was 2 damage?
Yes.
Alrighty, yeah, you shear a chunk of armor off of this mech's arm.
Okay. And then the other round comes in and hits the left leg.
Alrighty.
For another 2 damage.
Alrighty, and your next attack?
Next attack is going to be with the medium pulse lasers. That is a 15.
Yep, you hit.
Okay. And that is 5 damage to the torso.
And what is their torso? You, with that shot, you can see that you've melted through the torso armor on this mech.
I'm going to see if I can kill it with the R small lasers then. And if that doesn't get it, I certainly hope the missiles do. So let's see. ER small lasers hit on a 15, or hopefully hit on a 15. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, they hit.
Okay, and then the location is, yep, the torso. It's for another 5 damage.
Oh yeah, okay, so how does this look?
So how this looks is, yeah, basically gives the call out Valkyrie 7 o'clock and lines up, gets the lock on the LRMs and everything. So she goes to just basically press all of the fire buttons on her joystick. But then sees Deanna is not immediately jumping off towards the Valkyrie like she had presumed, but is instead continuing to clamor on the Marauder. So, cussing at herself, she just basically cranks the joystick to the side, losing the lock for the LRMs. But then the autocannon kind of swings and just in a burst of fire rips the armor off of the left arm and left leg of the Valkyrie, which tracks. It just basically shoots straight ahead. But then the ER small lasers and medium pulse lasers all converge onto the chest, almost simultaneously, just pouring burning hot light straight through the armor of the Valkyrie directly into the fusion reactor, causing it to immediately fail with a very bright, loud.
Nice.
The Valkyrie is as surprised as everyone else is as it stands still for a moment and then crumples forward.
And that is a dead Valkyrie.
Wow.
You still have your movement?
I am going to take the moment to start backing away from the Marauder in an effort to continue on with the mission, but still bring my sights back onto it. Just in case Deanna winds up needing help. And as I do so, I'm just going to call out, never mind, Valkyrie down.
Alrighty, so I'm assuming you're kind of moving closer to the buildings and kind of circling and
Yeah.
keeping your distance.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Deanna, since you are riding a mech like Spider Monkey,
Here comes the moments of truth.
is punch location to the.
Unfortunately, not where I wanted it to be.
I could just go over here.
Can't. I think I have an idea of what it is Stig's up to. Can I give you one of my plot points so that? Can I give you my edge so you can use it for a reroll?
I mean,
I've got, actually, for that matter, I've got my own.
I mean, sure, but still, I think I know what you're trying to do, and I want to see this.
Yeah, I'll take the reroll.
Oakley Dokley.
That's much better.
Very much so. Okay, so yeah, you punch into the torso.
And that's a crit.
That
There it
definitely
is.
is a crit.
You
Wow.
That's more the crit, isn't that? At least on tabletop, that's destruction of the component.
I do believe that is a bad one. Let me go up to the critical hit table.
Yeah, I don't know if confirming really well does anything in this system or not. Granted, it doesn't matter because I have plot points.
Yeah, that is fair.
I did nothing in this fight.
Damage and critical hits.
There is no component destroyed rule for a 12. Pity. That would have been hilarious.
There we go. Max.
What?
Okay, so torso roll 1d6.
No, I have plot points.
Mm.
I am exercising the plot point option to trigger an ammo explosion.
That's fair. Yeah, and this thing doesn't have case, so that's gonna.
No, it doesn't.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, poor
Yeah,
Marauder.
Oof.
As she's doing this high-speed bounding, she lands on that little lip in front of the PPC and the laser for a split second so that the jump jets can recharge, and then clears up top, up through the arm, and the conversation with Kirika earlier today pays fruit because she had been looking at the recognition guide. And one of the things it notes is that the linkage between the autocannon and the torso is subpar. So she goes straight for it, rips the linkage open, and drives an SRM right down the hole into the ammo bag.
Nice.
As this thing goes up, the cannon gets just launched clear. And she rockets away right as this. If you've ever seen the like firework geysers, where this flame gout just shoots out of the hole where the cannon was mounted a moment ago, and the thing slumps forward right onto its face.
Nice. So yeah, you have a mostly intact Marauder just kind of sitting there now.
Kirka's a little wet. Is that too much to say?
Yeah, not at all.
Not necessary anymore. Thank you for the warning on 7.
Alrighty, so you have now taken out the active mechs in the area. There are, well, actually, Ainsley, what are you doing?
I guess I'm doing my little trip to the hangar. You really did nothing in this fight. uh,
So it is your narration. You're going into the hangar. There are technicians kind of running about scared. And as I said, there are a few mechs just kind of sitting there, not powered up and ready to go yet. They're just kind of sitting there. It looks like they're kind of in various states of repair and rearming, as far as you can
mm,
tell.
so yes, I walk in and step over the uh, that technician. Poor guy. Uh, Hearing the commotion outside. Uh, I woke up to the most damaged mech, uh, and uh, like unscrew one of the bolts on its leg just for pure fun,
Okay.
and then and then uh, that's it basically.
Um. Alrighty. So yes, the active opposition in the area seems to be taken care of as far as you can see. Um, the 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 people in the hangar don't seem to be a threat at the moment. You do hear a bit of a clatter well, more of a crashing sound. As mech parts fall over. The full mech doesn't fall over because it's kind of being held up in a gantry, but like the leg bit that you had unbolted wasn't being held on by very much and kind of topples over to the side. And it's at this point that Kirka, you receive uh, Captain Mellis contacts you. What is the status of your unit?
Um, Before I respond, I would like to take a quick look and see if the active probe is revealing any. And I want to see if the active probe is would be revealing any inactive threats, any passive hidden units or anything along those lines, or am I just seeing a bunch of people milling around?
You can see some like, for lack of a better word, dormant heat signatures from the cores of the mechs that are inside of the bay.
Okay.
You can tell that they're not powered up at the moment. You also are getting a ping off of the main CNC structure.
Okay.
There seems to be a bunch of people inside of there as well.
Okay.
The armory, you can't seem to get a reading from the inside of. You're unsure if there's just nobody in there or if there's some sort of shielding that's like protecting it from being protecting it from sensors.
Okay. And then the two other buildings to the west of the CNC building.
The bottom one is within range, but you don't see any signatures inside of it. The top one is basically just outside of your sensor. Well, your
Okay.
active probe range, rather.
Right. Okay. Three mechs had stayed to protect the facility that has just been dispatched, continuing with mission.
Ah,
How goes the front?
you have 20 minutes at best before we have to pull out due to attrition of friendly forces.
We'll make this quick then.
And and as the communications being cut, like just before the link is cut, you can hear Captain Mellis say, "These inner sphere mechs are paper." And then yeah, the communication cuts just after that.
I have a little bit of a laugh to the dead air, considering the fact that I just watched two Valkyries basically burn alive right in front of me, and then the Marauder go up in a fire spout, all within the matter of about 20 seconds. So then I'm going to reopen comms with Deanna and Ainsley. We have 20 minutes to turn this. We have 20 minutes to turn that CNC building into a pile of rubble. Let's get working.
Understood. Ainsley, is the hangar under control?
Yeah, it's clear.
Excellent. Moving north.
Alrighty.
So yeah,
So, Kirka, are you going around the west side of the building or the east side of the building?
let's see. I am going to continue around the west side of the building.
Okay. So you're gonna come around here. Deanna, I'm assuming you're just gonna go straight north.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So Kirka's gonna get there first because she moves faster. When you come around the side of the building, your active probe chimes, like you see some signatures kind of blip in, and they're actually coming out of the armory building, and it seems to be a unit of infantry. Two of them actually have SRM launchers, and they are firing at you. Because that is about the only thing they have that can hit you or do anything to you. So the first one is probably not going to hit.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's
No,
definitely not going to hit. So the first shot comes off, and you see the streak of an SRM coming at you, and it actually ends up hitting the corner of the building that you're of the hangar building that you're right next to.
Okay.
And then a second one fires off in your general direction.
Like a Frenchman's farts.
And yeah, this one actually goes past you on the other side, and hits the side of the barracks. And that unit of duders is like right there-ish. So, Tirka.
They want to shoot missiles? That's fine. I could shoot missiles too. Yeah. So that's an 8. And I get a 15.
Yeah. So you get 2 days to roll for extra missiles with your 20s?
Yep, 8 plus
Nothing. And 3.
3. So 11 damage.
Or because it's technically times 10, 111 damage. That's the conversion from mech scale to personal scale. And yeah, you delete that unit of duders. Just they're gone. So yeah. So Deanna, what are you up to?
She's going to reach the corner of the building and then stop right as the first missile lands because she is not getting caught in this shit.
That is entirely fair.
And then, what's the building right in front of me?
So the building directly to the north of you is the armory building that was pointed out on the tactical map. The building that is to the northwest of you is the CNC building.
Okay, and are we to capture or just destroy the CNC?
Destroy.
Well, I think either is acceptable. Just basically taking it out of enemy hands. So either by destroying or capturing would probably be okay. It's basically up to how you guys want to do it. You were never given specific instructions on that front. The ones that were specifically asked to be captured were the armory and the hangar. So yeah, it's up to you guys if you want to blow up the CNC.
Then I will proceed with capturing the armory.
Alrighty.
If I can get inside, I can get inside. If not, I'm gonna wait for the next foolish son of a bitch that comes out of there.
That's entirely fair. I'll say that you can probably get up to the door that they came out of this round with like all of your movement. Next round you'll be able to enter the building.
I'm just left in the hangar. Can I describe fastly what I was doing while the missile hit the building?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, as you both were moving around the building, I was sitting on the floor, disassembling that leg that just fallen on the ground. When the missile hit, some of the rubble fell onto, let's say, on the head of the mech that I was disassembling, like big chunks, able to bend stuff and slightly bent it.
Okay. All right.
So basically, I'm playing a little engineer.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Let's go back up to Kirka. What would you like to do? There are buildings here. One of them has a whole bunch of people in it. Actually, two of them technically have a whole bunch of people in it.
Sure.
But
Sure does.
but one of those with a whole bunch of people in it also contains one of the elementals that's on your side.
Yeah. And that's also the one that we're supposed to capture.
Yep.
So the one with a lot of people on it, I was told that it needs to be taken out. So I'm going to do that. So yeah, I'm going to fire my weapons at the building and see if I can just rip it down, essentially, make it collapse in. Because I would like to see a building stand up against a whole salvo of mech grade weaponry.
That is fair.
Can I make a meme?
Sorry?
Can I say something funny about that? Like shooting a whole bunch of stuff. That's the CNC.
Yeah, what you got? I just need to roll some dice.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. Yeah.
So first will be the UAC 5.
Alrighty. And how much?
4. So 2 and 2.
So 4 damage. Okay. Your next shot.
Next shot will be with the medium pulse lasers. So that's 5 more damage to the building. ER small lasers. Misses somehow. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then the LRM 20s hits.
Yeah.
And that is a total of 10 damage from those.
Okay, yeah. So you managed to collapse this building. How
Excellent.
does it look?
All right, so after turning that infantry scrub into a pile of chunky salsa and a smattering of small craters, Kirka is just going to turn towards the CNC building. Since the mission said to take it out, she's just going to start hammering away at the buttons on her joystick. First, the ultra cannon roars to life, ripping gouts of the side of the building out, just punching holes straight through it as depleted uranium rounds just rip into the building. Then, right along those same lines, she fires the medium pulse lasers, essentially carving through the holes that were left by the ultra autocannon shells, and a bunch of small conflagrations and lights start to shine through the destruction, indicating that there was a lot of stuff that those lasers just set fire to. And then she fires off her salvo of LRMs. Not all of them hit. Some of them just kind of arc up over the building, but enough of them hit and just completely crumble the foundations of the building that it begins to collapse in on itself. Starting with the corner closest to her Timberwolf, and basically as the structural integrity is completely compromised by the salvo that it just attempted to withstand and just was dealt to it, just completely collapses in.
Nice. Okay. Deanna. What would you like to do? Or rather, it is your narration. You're at the door of this building.
She is no longer at the door of the building. She's, well, opening it, seeing what's in there. Because she's not going through the trouble of popping Marauder just to step into so many laser rifles that she can't take them all.
That is entirely fair. Upon opening the door, the sensors even in your battle armor suit, they kind of seem to read the inside of this building as a dead zone while you're outside of it until you open the door. As soon as you open the door, you see a couple of heat signatures? Not quite big enough to be mechs, but also seemingly just as dormant as the mechs that are in the hangar bay, if that makes any sense. Almost reminiscent to the power plant that's inside of your power armor.
Oh my.
Other than that, there doesn't seem to be anybody in here. It's at this point, Kirka, you actually receive a very garbled, like, open band communication. Western Theater. Fallen. Battlemaster. Retreating. Is all you're able to hear.
Okay.
And basically at extreme range to the east, you see the signature of an assault mech
Oh,
coming your way.
Okay.
that's bad.
At this point, I am going to notice that Ainsley has not made her way out of the hangar yet. Ainsley, what are you doing?
Um, Going with my food.
What did I ask you to do?
Get out of the hangar.
Get out of the fucking hangar and reinforce Deanna.
All right, all right. You don't need to yell.
Then do your job.
Right.
And so
Mm,
there's that. And then I'm going to radio Deanna specifically. Deanna, I am detecting a Battlemaster at extreme ranges. What do you see in that armory?
The enemy appears to have battle armor. Looks to be 2 suits.
Okay, we also have to. I just sent Ainsley to reinforce you. I will try to keep the Battlemaster busy.
Excellent. Good hunting. I believe those things are fairly nasty for a spheroid machine.
They are 85 tons of impressive weaponry. So with that, I am going to begin to maneuver so that I am in long range, if I can.
Yeah, you'd be able to definitely get to long range. You are quick enough. As far as a heavy mech goes.
Okay. Because if I know anything about Battlemasters, they get worse as you get closer. So
For some of their weapons, yeah.
and then, if possible, rather than await some sort of battle or anything like that, as soon as I'm able to get a lock on it, I would like to open fire and initiate this party.
Alrighty.
So I am at a -2 with my Ultra AC5 and LRM 20s.
But you are at a +1 due to movement.
Excellent.
Because Battlemaster's slow.
Battlemaster is slower than me, and that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
So you whack 5 first, and that is a 12.
It is a miss.
Okay, that's fair. Next is the dual LRM 20 pack, and that is an 11.
That is also a miss.
Okay.
As the attacks just kind of skitter around it, and unfortunately do not hit their mark. Deanna, what would you like to do?
Do the suits appear to be occupied?
No, they are not. And they are unlike any design that you have currently seen. Actually, they look very similar to the schematics that you had seen in the Jade Falcon facility.
Ooh.
As far as like the like how they actually physically look, they look very similar to that. They are they would be classed as like assault battle armor. I think that's the classification for that. Client equipment. Go up to character creation stuff. Yeah. So yeah, they're or sorry, they're like essentially a heavy battle armor is or no, yeah, assault battle armor. Is what they would be classed as far as like the size. They look like a lot bigger physically than your elemental suits actually. But yeah, currently they look to be unoccupied and inactive. Basically, what you're seeing on your sensors is the just like the residual signature from their power plant type deal.
All right. And is the is there anybody else in here? And is there any vehicles?
There are no vehicles in here. Weapons for days. You see, like they're. It looks like they were fairly well equipped. For and like it looks like they have enough equipment to supply at least 4 infantry squads. And then yeah, they have it looks like they have like 6 suits of these battle armor in total. And like the weaponry seems to be a smattering. Like there's some anti-mech weaponry. There's a lot of like various rifles and small arms and stuff like that as well. You don't see anybody inside the building.
Then she is going to sweep the building just to make sure it's empty. And open comms. Has anyone checked the other 2 buildings? Are they occupied?
Active probe indicated no. Active probe indicated no presence in either of those buildings.
But most infantry shut down vehicles, no reactors.
Nothing. Active probe would reveal those.
Ooh. All right, then I'm going to do something interesting.
Okay.
And she is going to suit up.
He's gonna jump into one of the other suits. Okay, so I don't have it written out as far as the stats for this because this was something custom that I had come up with. However, essentially, you would have like 8 pips of armor. And it's equipped with 2 battle armor scale Gauss rifles. as far as weaponry.
Do you know what its brackets and damage are?
I'm going to say -2 long, okay medium, okay short, -2 point blank for the Gauss. Movement is 2, no jump jets. From what you can tell, jumping into this suit of battle armor, it's essentially made for like you would think like boarding actions or essentially acting as a bulwark when trying to storm, quote unquote, a building type deal. Essentially, it's a big block of armor that sits there and shoots things with Gauss rifles.
Cool. At which point, yeah, secure my armor, mount up, and we're gonna go help. Oh, do you have the damage rating on the Gauss?
Give me a second here. For the time being, I am going to say, I'm going to say damage 2. I'm going to say damage 4 because I'm factoring like 2 damage each. And they do have limited ammo as well. It's going to be 6 shots that you're going to have.
6 volleys or 6
Yeah.
shots total?
6 volleys, sorry.
All right, and then I will spend the rest of my turn like getting the right radio frequencies, so on and so forth.
Kind of figuring out. It is a little bit cramped. You can tell
yeah,
that
it's probably designed for steroids.
yeah, you can tell that like this is an adapted version of what you saw in the schematics. Somehow they got their hands on them too. And like managed to like reverse engineer it and design it for them. So it's a little cramped in there, but you're able to make it work. And yeah, I'll say you'll be able to do that and re-exit the building by the end of your narration.
Very cool, very cool.
Ainsley, what are you up to? You were leaving the building you're
Yes.
in.
Yeah, so I would like to do a feat never done by man and run out the building and towards the like it's called armory.
Okay.
Yes. I guess I'd stood up too because those suits that I see are pretty good, or even for my own liking.
Yeah, one of the things that you can see with them, as well, like basically both Deanna and Ainsley, when you jump in, you notice that with moving them, they seem to be like too heavy to actually like mount up on a mech. So like that, essentially, yeah, they're designed for some other delivery device to get them to where they're gonna go, and they're pretty much expected to be pretty much stationary at that point.
You mean like the roof of a pack rat?
I think it might like
Fall through?
yeah. It's a little bit heavier than elemental battle armor.
Poor pack rat. First, it was me who wanted to ride on it. on its roof. Then it was both of us.
To be fair, it is cooler to surf on a car than it is to just kind of hang off of a battle mech.
I don't know.
Come on, surf ninja, moto surf,
I
moto
guess.
surfing.
I guess.
It's also kind of nerve wracking. Been there, done that. I was a stupid kid once.
Two
All
gals surfing together on the roof of a car because they can.
already. So
In my defense, the car I was pushing crested a hill and took off. So it was all I could do to jump on and hang on.
that is fair.
Yeah, very fair.
So yeah, the battle master is going to move forward. They're not going to be able to get into medium range,
That's fine.
as yet, but they are a lot closer. They're like one movement point outside of medium range, which you then would be able to close that on your turn. However, they are going to try and shoot at you with their PPC.
They certainly can try.
And that is going to be no, yeah, 2 because they are a lot slower. Oh yeah, they miss. As this blue orb of this blue white orb of energy just sails past your cockpit, kind of like right over top of your head.
Okay.
Kirka.
Yeah, so about that medium range. I'm just going to scoot up just a little bit just to make sure that I'm in it.
Okie dokie.
And then I have 3 weapons to respond to.
That is fair.
So first things first, I'm going to use that lovely Ultra AC 5. And we're going to... What's the penalty? Or what's the bonus on that gunnery for movement? Because I didn't incorporate it last time, and I should have.
You're going to get a +1.
The +1. Okay. So that's going to be a +9. Oh, these medium pulse lasers are going to be hilarious here in a moment. Okay, so that's the UAC.
Yeah, you hit.
And I don't get the extra damage, unfortunately, because I rolled too high for once.
Oh my! It's
Yeah.
1 per point of movement.
Yeah.
Battlemaster's move 1.
Battlemaster move 2. According to the book.
Yeah, movement 2.
Huh.
Yeah, they go 64-8.
I might wait.
Yeah.
I might have an early printing then, because this one has move 1 for me.
Which edition?
I don't know. It would have come from one of the Humble bundles.
Okay, that might be part of it.
Yeah, it may be.
I want to say third edition. I want to say third edition came out end of last year.
I believe so.
Yeah, so they probably tweaked it a little bit. It's movement 2.
Yeah,
because it's 4-8 on the tabletop. So
that's fair. Got a little hopeful. That's all.
No, that's totally fair. I didn't need that extra help though. But
that's
so yeah, torso. that's gonna be 2 damage to the torso as the UAC 5 hits.
Oakley dokley. Yeah, it takes a little bit of armor off the torso, not a lot.
Yeah, it's a chunky boy. So then medium pulse lasers are going to do their work.
You hit.
All right. And that's going to be to the 5. The right leg for 5 damage. Oof. And then lastly, those lovely LRMs.
Yeah, there's no way they can dodge that.
I was about to say boxcars. Actually, let me do that. So roll too high. and then another 2 damage. So that's 10 total. So 8 and 2.
Yeah.
So
for your
8
8,
damage goes to the torso. Oh, that torso's feeling it now.
Yep.
And then the remaining 2 damage goes to the 9, which is the left leg.
2 damage, 2 left leg. Boop. So that has done 10 damage to the torsos thus far. You
Yeah.
can see that you've torn most of the armor off of the torso. Actually, you've torn most of the armor off of the torso, and you've torn, you sheared like half the armor off of the right leg of this mech.
Okay. Cool.
Um,
I love clad weaponry.
yeah. Deanna or Ainsley? You are in long range from the Battlemaster at the moment.
I guess I should take the initiative because I was lacking in the first fight. So I would like to close up to the mech.
Oh, okay. You're still going to be in long range, as you only have 2 movement. But
It's okay.
you can get closer.
Slowly but surely.
And what would you like to do?
If I'm correct, those mechs do have our SRMs. Or
The
no?
battle armor that you got into? No, that's just 2 battle armor scale Gauss rifles,
Mm,
and long range is -2 to hit.
then I'm shooting. And I can shoot both of them, yeah?
Yeah, they fire in a volley. They
Oh.
both fire on the same roll. That's why they do 4
So
damage.
7 minus 2 is 5.
Yep. And you go just
Oh,
as fast as they do. Unfortunately, you miss.
Sad.
Deanna.
I am going to move up, and yeah, it's worth a pot shot at long range. It has a decent amount of armor, or decent amount of ammo. But the goal is to get to medium.
Yeah, that's fair. Basically, you're kind of 1 outside of medium range at the moment.
Oh, that's rough.
Once again, you take a pot shot, and unfortunately, the 2 Gauss projectiles kind of sail past the Battlemaster on the right side of the mech.
As she is just thinking to herself that the recoil on these things is fairly impressive.
No doubt. So the Battlemaster, seeing that Deanna and Ainsley are in that battle armor, is going to actually try and keep distance from them and basically close a little bit more on Kirka, and get into short range with her. So kind of try and go around a little bit, and close the gap. Or sorry, medium range now. Or no, yeah, because you went into medium range, and it's 2 to get into short from medium.
Okay.
So it's going to try and get into short range, and it is going to first fire its PPC at you. That is a +6.
That's right. Come into my ECM bubble.
And yeah, you manage to avoid the PPC. It is now going to fire its 4 medium lasers and SRM 6 at you, which is all one group.
Yep, which is
Weird.
a decision.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a good decision.
Yeah, someone grouped those together, ostensibly for a reason.
And is going to miss. And you can see the it's visible, the heat generation of this mech. You're starting to see a little bit of a heat haze coming off of it.
Can resist.
It works.
Whoever that was, the timing was perfect.
But yes, so it is Kirka, you are up.
Well, this Battle Master has made what we call in the industry a serious fucky wucky. So now it gets to spend eternity in the oopsie box.
Yep. It's also going a little bit slower. It currently has 1 heat, not dissipated.
So its movement is now only 1, Kuyaf.
Yep.
Oh boy. So let's see. So that is the UAC. So let's start with the UAC 5. 8 plus another 2 for the slower movement. So that's a plus 10.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You managed to hit this thing real hard.
And then I get the extra 2 damage.
Nice.
So 2 damage goes to the torso.
Okay, and that's 11, 12 damage to the torso.
Yep, and then 2 more damage goes to the left leg.
Okay, you've taken about half the armor off of each leg, approximately.
And then and what might be the funniest thing I think I have seen in this game yet, I have a plus 12 with my medium pulse lasers.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, you hit.
So that, again, is to the torso. So that's 5 damage to the torso, which goes internal.
It does.
No joy on the crit, though, sadly.
So that's 1 more to the armor, and then you said that was 5. So how? Yeah, you punch right into the meaty bits. I do believe that. Yeah, that takes out 4 structure from the torso.
Now for the ER small lasers. That is a 16 that it needs to avoid.
You just barely hit.
I'll take it. And that's to the 11. So that's 5 damage to the, what, left arm?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and that. Yeah, you managed to strip most of the armor off of the left arm.
All right. And now for my bunny ears. That is a 19.
Yep.
God. And this time I get a 3, so that's an 11. So the 8 damage is going to go to... I think I just killed the Battle Master.
Yep. Yep, you did. So, how's it look?
Okay, so the Battle Master, not seeing the danger that it apparently is in as it closes in, continues to keep striding forward, firing off another shot from its PPC, and then in a move that Kirka can generously describe as questionable, fires off both the SRM rack on its shoulder and the 4 medium lasers arrayed onto its torso. Probably due to the fact that it is not, those weapons don't converge very well together. All of them just go wild. Some of the missiles actually start splashing into the wreckage of the command control center that lays demolished behind them. The lasers shoot wild. The PPC shot splashes against the armory as it tries to wheel around in an effort to close in on Kirka while avoiding the battle armor. Kirka, on the other hand, just kind of sits still, shimmying just a little bit in order to maintain the zeroed lock that she has on this Battle Master. She knows better than underestimate this 85-ton assault mech. It's legendary for a reason. So she begins to systematically fire her weapons. The ultra autocannon cracks out through the air, scattering depleted uranium rounds into the torso and leg of the Battle Master, beginning to rip off even more armor. Next, the medium pulse lasers fire coherent light into the torso. Since this thing is so big, it's almost impossible for her to miss at this range. And what remaining armor manages to slough off in ragged, half-melted heaps onto the ground as Kirka begins to notice the actual structure of this mech begin to give way. She fires off the ER small lasers next, and again finds home within the structure, severing bits of steel and wire as more and more very noticeable, appreciable damage is done to this Battle Master. And then by the time it looks like it just had its guts scooped out by some gigantic hand, she keys in, locks onto the torso of this mech, and fires with her LRMs. The majority of them scream home and hit true, flashing around on the ripped open components of this Battle Master, essentially causing the thing to almost be blown in half as the torso is shredded and the Battle Master falls backwards, almost kind of like Darth Maul in Phantom Menace, except a lot messier and a lot more wires, as it just collapses backwards. And then the fusion reactor gives way in the chest of the Battle Master, rendering the upper half of the mech a blown out pile of scrap.
Nice. Moments after the Battle Master goes down, you receive a over the comms. You receive a communication from Bob piloting Left Claw. Ladies, I have permission to touch down and get you if you are all ready to go. It seems like the mission was a success.
Bob, it could not be more clear down here. You are more than welcome to land and pick us up.
Right Claw will be down to pick up any material. And Captain Mellis will be waiting for your debrief.
Wonderful. Looking forward to being brought home.
And with that, I think we can probably end it there with a successful breaking of the siege of this city.
yeah.
Everybody's gonna get 5 XP.
Yay.
Because like it was you did go up against a heavy, an assault, and 2 light mechs. I'm not counting the.
I definitely had more than 0.
um but yes, and I'm not counting the infantry squad because they didn't last much more than 2 SRMs.
No,
Just died.
they said
Yeah,
hello
they
and
said
immediately
sorry.
exploded. They made a decision.
They were doing their
They
job.
did indeed make a decision. It was not a good one, but they made one.
It's true.
They were following orders.
Oh, I had 10.
How's everyone doing, by the way? Sorry, I didn't want it to break the immersions, but I was just trying to listen in as best I can.
No worries,
Well-
no worries.
We're doing just fine.
Yeah, at the end of things,
actually,
you see
yeah.
you see a pack rat driving up as left claw is landing.
Oh my god.
Wait, who's driving up?
You.
Oh, me? Huh?
Yeah,
Oh.
you missed the show.
No. Well, actually, I was gonna ask something at the beginning, but then I thought it was kind of like late, where I was gonna be like, oh, what if like something happened to Johannes on the ship, and he's like, wait a second, wait, drop me down.
Well, everybody's
They dropped.
everybody's planet side at the moment still.
Yeah,
Oh.
we still been planet side.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
because
Actually,
yeah.
here's a fun one. Here's a fun little thing. As we finish up radio comms, if actually can I take a little narrative? I have a little.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a little scene I want to paint here. So I finish up communicating with Bob, and there's a little bit of a glow in the sky as Left Claw begins to swoop in order to pick us up. As we see that, all of a sudden on our comms, on my sensors, I see something identified as a pack rat just driving erratically towards us. As it begins to close in, once it gets into range, I switch around my visual scanners and zoom in on it, and I see that it is a pack rat. It's in pretty rough shape. It looks like it just went through hell. And the driver is very clearly trying to take some sort of evasive action against something. As it gets close enough to be able to establish communications, all of a sudden we hear Johannes's voice come in, panicking. Apparently he was the one that found the battle master to begin with, and things did not go as well for him as it did for us.
I'm down for that.
I would chime in like to the comms and say, "Oh, hey there, skateboard."
long story short, you guys essentially dropped to fight well, as I was trying to listen, and he was engaging against a Bellmaster, of course, right? And
Well, that was the last mech that they had engaged.
That was the last
yeah.
one that we encountered. There was a few others.
okay.
You were providing you were providing e-warfare support for the main body of
Oh yeah.
of the Iron Badgers as they were engaging the main forces of this command control center that we had just demolished. Yeah, you were doing that, and then you as they began to pull back, you found yourself cornered by the Battlemaster. And you were driving around erratically before the thing suddenly broke off. But since you were, trying to avoid getting completely blasted by a very angry assault mech, you didn't notice
All right.
until you see us at the very extreme limits of your sensors, and you're like, "Oh, I got to go over there."
Oh, so that's why the
Smack it. Ah! Hold on! I'm on my way! Oh, damn it! I cannot. Hold on. Gas! No, overheat! No, 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 no.
Johannes, what are you doing? And
Oh,
what happened to your pack rat?
I don't know. I
How do you not know what
left-
happened to your pack rat? It looks like it just got. It looks like it went through the wrong side of a washing machine.
bad luck. I left my coconut monkey at Danakuma. I left it, and I received bad luck. I cannot. Yeah. This pack rats. I cannot anymore. It's too weak. Structure thin like paper. See, thin. And he does kind of like an Italian like he's
I
pitching
can't.
his-
I can't
thin,
see you.
Thin.
I can't. I mean, we can't see you. You're presumably driving the pack rat, but yeah.
Oh,
I you could still be gesticulating and being like, "It's thin,
True.
see?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Meg, I cannot see.
Command must provide me a tank. Johannes needs upgrade. Enough is enough.
Command,
Backgrass, the
can
old
somebody hear me?
girl, has served me well, but I cannot survive in this for too long. My comrades in arms have larger, better, more well-suited machinery, and Johannes only has but very thin paper.
Johannes is also not a warrior. Johannes is a technician. Johannes's battlefield is the computer realm. We do the fighting, so you don't. We do the fighting, so you do not have to. We have.
You're smart. We break walls. Okay?
Fine. He just kind of like folds his arms and looks the other way.
Can I have a moment out of character?
Sure.
I would like to proudly announce that my title is Chuckles of our group.
Mm.
If you know the character, you know
Oh, God.
comes to our friend Carbo.
Huh?
Chuckles. You're now Chuckles.
Are you aware of Chuckles the Clown, Carbon?
My family had me living under a rock, so I'm gonna have to...
I'll introduce you to Chuckles. You're in for a treat.
Do it.
You're in for a treat.
I'm giving up my position because you're too funny.
Alrighty. So yeah, that was that was definitely a blast.
Yeah. And now that basically like all the crazy, get-togethers, parties, and stuff is over, I can finally focus on like my hobbies and stuff. So you will definitely be seeing content coming from me like this week for sure. Like today
we're still streaming, man.
absolute- Huh? Oh,
Magic's
oh,
live.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But BM Magic, I'll be honest with you, like I love your stuff, and I was like so high. I was like, wait a second, the party's almost over. What's the time? It's like, oh man, but everyone wanted to get some Chinese and they wanted some like takeout and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, but Johannes and his pack rat. Like like
Well, well, don't worry. Johannes and his pack rat did make an appearance in this mission at the very tail end.
all right.
Oh,
I still-
Johannes. Like an 80s sitcom.
Everyone starts laughing.
And hey,
There you go.
what we can do, what I'm almost thinking for next week, is we can do challenges for vehicle upgrades for certain individuals. Carbon, I'll give
Ooh.
you 2 XP for jumping in at the end for today's
All
session.
right. Thank you.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
very grateful.
So-
I did have 3 in the past, right? Because I
uh,
remember I spent a bunch. I remember it
believe
was
so.
that's
You got to keep track.
Yeah, I'm trusting you.
No,
Use all to keep track on your sheets.
oh no. I'm totally. Yeah, it's just I just need to get a dedicated book. I'll be honest. So yeah, 5. It was and I spent a whole bunch, and yeah, because I remember I removed my combat paralysis.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, I had 10 XP. Basically, I have 15.
Yup. As far as spending XP, do that.
I got it. Yep, this whole book I'm using it.
I'm gonna need to find the rulebook again.
You know, I was thinking that'll be badass. Like, I don't know if it's possible within this particular universe, but what if like Johannes kind of, let me see, like just a thought. If in the future, let's just say if Johannes does does or does not get the opportunity to upgrade to, let's just say tank or something, like would he be able to convert the back of his pack rat to have kind of like a modular apparatus that allows for elementals to like sit on top of or like stand on, like let's just say have like a little compartment where they can
Well,
slide their
basically,
feet into.
essentially, the way I was running it with your pack rat is it was modified to have battle armor handholds on it.
Ah, okay. Oh, that's even simple. Yeah.
Mm, does anyone remember which page spending points was?
I
XP.
actually have it up right now. It's page 77 is where that starts.
Oh, so I was close.
Yeah.
The grand question of the day now is, is Ainsley going to salvage one of these suits?
Oh yeah, we can take one of the next. Yeah, I forgot.
The suits, the only difficulty with them is they have really low mobility. And assault battle armor is too heavy to ride on mechs.
No, I know. I just
But yes,
I have a bad idea, but I'll need to ask you later about it. Or I
and
could do it now.
And on the way back up, she will like go up to the cockpit of the Leopard to ask them to send a message to Melez that a trial is no longer necessary. She captured her own.
yeah, they pass the message along. So the Marauder that you had critted, you can get that back up to functional with just like a repair after you pay the XP for the hardware cost for getting the mech.
Oh wow! I was assuming on paying the cost that it was destroyed. I'll take it.
No, it's just essentially an ammo explosion. Like there's internals that have to be fixed, but that one is more intact than the other one is. Because really, that that one took very little damage, other than the fact of you critting and making the ammo go pop.
Yeah, it took 1 point of armor damage to the torso, and did not get an entire shred torn to shreds or an entire side torn to ribbons by a Timberwolf.
Yeah.
True.
So what I'm reading now is I can basically uh improve my uh hold on what's the skill called? Uh, my support weapons to the point I almost never miss. Which is funny.
Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, so essentially, if you want to just do it as the stock Marauder in the book, it would cost, going back to Deanna for a moment, it would cost essentially the hardware cost, like the base hardware cost for an XP, plus 1 for repair. If you are going to essentially quote unquote rebuild it, like essentially change the loadout, I'm going to say it's going to be 2 XP for the repair cost. Just simply because you are swapping out other equipment and stuff like that. I think that would be fair.
Yeah, that tracks.
If it was me, I would try to put a hag on it.
I don't think hags have been invented yet, have they?
Not in 3055.
That's fair.
Not till 3068 by the Hell's Horses. So they are almost 15 years out. Yeah, not even rotary autocannons are out. Ultra autocannons still definitely exist, though.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, if I'm calculating correctly, so if I will upgrade my skill to 6 from 2, I will need 9 points support weapons.
So what's your
correct?
skill now?
Right now it's 2.
Right now it's
Plus
2.
2.
Hold on. So right now it's 2. You want to go up to 3. So
No, I want to go up. I want to go up to 6.
Yes, but we still have to do step by step because different rank, like 2, 3.
Yeah.
Like going 2 to 3, it's the new rank times 1.5. So that's going to be 4.5 to go to 3. Or well, sorry, 5 to go to 3.
Oh, so they add up. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to go like rank by rank.
So 3.
So yeah, to 3 is gonna be 5, and then from 3 to 4 is gonna be 12. From there.
I guess I'm putting up to 4.
So that's gonna be a total of 17 XP.
Oh.
Because it's 5 to get to 3. and then it's an additional 12 to get to 4.
Yes. I forgot
No, it
math.
should be an additional 6 to get to 4. 1.5.
No. Going from 2 to 3 is 1.5. To 4 that's the next bracket. Oh, hold on. Hold on. So yeah.
It's not 12.
Oh, shit.
Adding skills. Increase skill by 1 point. Spend equal to new rating times 1.5 rounded up. Okay, so no, that one doesn't change with brackets. That's attributes. I was looking at the wrong section, so I'm wrong. So yeah, it's going to
So I can go
be
up to
5 to
4.
3. 5 points to 3. And then 4 times 1.5 is going to be an additional 5, so that'll be 10.
No, it's a 6. Like, there's
Oh yeah,
math.
sorry, it's 6, yeah, because it would be 5.5 and then round up.
Yeah.
I'm a bonehead. So it'd be 11 to get to 4.
So I'm cutting off 11 points,
Yep.
leaving 4. And now I add 2 points to uh character sheet.
I mean, so getting back to the whole weapon discussion, an LB20X would be available during this time frame, which is hilarious. Ridiculous amounts of heat.
Oh, I made a whoopsie.
I mean, I'm sure you could probably fix it.
Yeah, I can. Smart. Or am I?
It's scary that they make an LBX for battle armor.
It's noticeable. Eh.
You spelled awesome wrong?
Ruh-roh.
LBX for battle armor?
Yes.
Oh,
It's in, I think, 3058 that it comes out. Give me a second here. No, sorry, 3075 is when they
Okay, so
eventually
it's not
make it. It's not available yet, but they do make an LBX autocannon for battle armor, which is just ridiculous. That's just a silly weapon to put on battle armor. Though, to be fair, in my opinion, Gauss is also a silly weapon to put on battle armor.
Or at that point, it's basically just a small little railgun. So
Pretty much. Alrighty though. This is the perfect time, like I said, to call it. So I'm gonna close the room on dudes.
okay.
And close that. Yeah, sure, save changes. Alrighty, so we will be back with more BattleTech next week. And I'm going to have to find a Marauder image in the near future for Deanna.
Hmm.
I do hope everybody is having fun with the campaign thus far. I know I am having a blast, but you know that's just me.
I am having a ball.
Yeah,
when
this
I
has
had
been wild.
Yeah, I'm having fun. Also, I have a bonus of 9.
Nice. Yeah, but keep in mind when you're shooting at something else, they have bonuses too. I do
I
like.
know, it just
I
that's genius.
yeah, that is a fun bonus. I am gonna have to start eventually throwing these up against things that are a little bit stronger, or more things that are less strong.
So we
Because
could slice them up.
well, because I was also thinking because like provide a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah.
Um, I'd want to have like remember that one base where we almost got killed, everybody?
Um, I've only almost gotten killed once. You mean at the very beginning with the moon base?
Yeah, where I was doing dumb stuff.
When Kirka came back with basically half a Timberwolf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting a little hard to breathe in there, I gotta say.
I want something like that again.
Why did you say that?
Ah,
Never ask the GM for harder encounters. That's how you get a TTK. Do you want a TTK? Because that's how you get a TTK.
Maybe.
Do you want ants? Because that's how you get ants.
Johannes doesn't want to be like hooking up chains to a fallen elemental and then try to bring them back to me. Like,
Well, you'll have to at some point.
Yeah, that's the downside
Uh,
with elemental armor is if the like
uh,
structure pip is taken out, the pilot inside is basically taken out because the pilot inside is the structure.
Yeah, they are cooked.
Well, I mean, like there are ways within the system to like avoid death. Um, basically, like there's a couple of different options for that. Generally, for the most part, it requires essentially spending all of your plot points. Usually, um, do where is that?
If at some point I'm going to die, hold on, I'm gonna find the song. Uh or almost going to die. I want someone to uh turn on this. Because yes.
I still like that one engagement with Johannes versus one tank where essentially he like drifts with the pack rat and somehow like takes out said vehicle with his flamer.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I must say,
That
I
was
am
wild.
definitely not a fan of rear-facing weapons for the most part.
No, I
Yeah.
get them. Yeah, I get them practically, but I feel like everyone is kind of in agreement of like why are these here? They're not as fun.
Well, and like,
It's not like infantry is going to be attacking you from the rear like constant and
I mean, if you're going to attack something bigger than you, the easiest way to do it is in a place where they're probably not going to shoot back.
eh.
So, like, I get it. So I understand it from that perspective. Like, I get why they are there cognitively. It just reduces the fun because then you're just like, oh man, I have these weapons that I want to shoot, but I can only do it under these like really specific circumstances.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
Yeah.
on mechs, they make even less sense because with pretty much every mech, you can rotate your arms to shoot behind you. At least on the tabletop, there are rules for that.
The rules are a little more specific, but yeah, a lot of them you can flip their arms backwards.
Yeah, like for the majority of mechs, you can essentially fire backwards with your arms should you choose to. But generally, most people aren't going to let somebody stay in the rear arc long enough to have to rotate their arms backwards like that. Because, you know, something staying in your rear arc is a good way to have your mech no longer functional after a very short time.
Yeah, why would you do that when you could just turn around?
Exactly.
I think of those like back-facing guns as mutated tanks in interwar period.
Yeah.
Fun, but impractical.
I feel like Johannes would have a blast if he manages to get into a tank. Because then, oh my goodness, I could just see like so many exciting scenes happening.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to take a look at that because generally, most tanks have a at least a small crew. So I'm gonna have to see
Oh.
like what I might do is I might essentially just come up with a couple of NPCs and essentially just give you their gunnery skill to utilize when firing like the main gun. Because if you're or like if you want to have them as the driver and you as the gunner or something like that. Well, actually,
Yeah, and
I think-
Johannes going through like the trials and things to qualify back into Warrior, that's gonna be a fun arc.
Mhm.
That you know what? That sounds like an awesome thing that could happen because then it's like like for example, after what happened with, you know, me and Diana forgive me if I'm Dennis, Diana, right?
Deanna, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Deanna.
close
Oh
enough.
yes, yes, yeah. My accent. Sorry, brain backwards. Yeah. So yeah, that moment where Johannes and Diana like was in the base essentially while Commander Kirika was fighting the other enemy combatants. That moment, I feel like, was a legit and like real moment, like a real change for Johannes. Like he finally, like he still has his moments where he does look back to his past and all that, and he will kind of have like, you know, a little bit of a fear, but he doesn't have the paralysis anymore. Like he won't get stuck. It will just make him more determined in an adrenaline like fueled, you know, a state like like you know like he's nervous, but he knows that he has to do what he has to do, and I feel like that drive could push him towards like bigger heights, especially with the like I could imagine him being assigned with like a small crew or like a tank, you know, just like him and maybe like two other guys you know, and then Commander, Commander Garrett, like, I would say, imagine, I mean, agree with me if this sounds like, if you think this sounds
Or
cool, like,
bondsman, like that would be hilarious if like Johannes takes out a tank and one of the crew doesn't survive,
Yeah.
so he ends up commanding.
And like that's actually the thing that I was just thinking too. Instead of actually having to write up NPCs to fill those slots, like obviously I would need like people to fill those slots, but essentially the way I'm thinking of it for mechanics wise, and I'm gonna have to look into it like a little bit more in the book, to see if they actually have any specific rules for that. But what I was thinking is just essentially Johannes is the commander, so essentially the piloting and the gunnery is going to be on his skill, but he's not the one who's actually doing it. He's just telling people to, shoot at that guy, drive that way.
so it's, yeah,
Drive me
So it's
closer so I
kinda
can
like-
hit them with their sword.
right. So like,
Can I have a second?
essentially,
In one moment,
Well,
let's let Carbon
yeah.
finish his thought.
Okay.
yeah, so basically, like, if Johannes is in the tank, he will gain bonuses towards his gunnery, essentially.
No,
Is what I'm getting at.
no,
Oh, okay.
it's you're not getting any other bonuses. It's you're using your skills to
Yes.
command your crew to do what you want them to do.
Yes.
So essentially,
okay,
in place
okay.
of me writing up full characters for those positions, all we really have to do is just
Okay.
come up with people, and then,
Yep.
or all I have to do, you and I or whatever, or even the group of us, just have to come up with a couple of people to fill those positions. Any stats that are rolled are still going to be your stats, type deal.
Okay. So essentially, we just got to figure out like how a crew would fit, like how to fit in a crew.
Basically, just kind of
Yeah.
name and basic personality.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Because like I said, it's just gonna be using your skills as the commander. To make it a little bit easier, mainly to make it a little bit easier on me, so I don't have to write up 2 full characters.
I could, because I actually used to do a lot of like self RP when I was with this one, I forgot which like role playing group that it was, and I could create essentially like whole like little mini stories of like fronts working together towards like let me just give you a little something that I think would be pretty cool. So imagine random scenario. Johannes is in the desert. He's piloting a one of the tanks, and he has a crew of 2. He's kind of sitting in the middle, and all of a sudden, enemy combatants start, lights up the tank's radar system. Johannes picks it up, and well, actually, no, Johannes wouldn't pick it up. I think he'll be, because if he's commanding the tank, I think he'll be the one that targets and then pulls the trigger, essentially. Correct?
Whoa. Okay, so it would be the
Oh.
gunner that would pull the trigger. I could see Johannes being the one that's on like the
Because
paying
he'll be
attention to like the
the commander.
sensors and like
Yeah,
main
yeah,
targeting
yeah,
and
that
stuff like
makes
that.
sense.
Like, yeah,
Like in the movie Fury, like for example, the main guy in the tank, he's a tank commander. He's a tank
Right.
commander. And then of course you have like the guy in the front, the gunner. Then there's the guy who aims with the main barrel, and he says fire, like
Yeah.
firing, and so like yeah. So it's
Mhm.
like a second imagine Johannes is sitting in the middle. He's like,
he's basically
hey,
guiding the action.
load the NC, yeah.
Yeah.
Load AC5, target center mass. Okay, boss, loading.
Yeah.
All right,
All that.
aim,
Yep.
getting elevation, fire. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Cheer. You had something you wanted to say.
But yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah. We already have a perfectly good and definitely not traumatized group of tankers inside some prison. That's one. And second of all, you mentioned that you like had a fight. It's probably in the previous session that I wasn't in. I think like in terms of character development, also the uh like if you remember the time when you and I mean your character and Ainsley were trying to turn on the artillery. Uh, I think it also helped to
Oh, of
develop
course.
your character.
I totally agree. I feel like that moment as well was kind of like the start of what really brought, or is yes, it's what really brought Johannes like out of his shell. Well, quite literally, he came out of his came out of his pack rat running to get the gun aligned. And then that one moment where like for example, he always felt um like very skittish, but yes, that moment where he finally gets the gun aligned, I think that's what really like inspired him to act instead of cowering at times.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
that
honestly really good. That was fun.
yeah. Also, that like whole artillery thing actually showed how a stupid person could be a good commander. We're thinking that Insui is stupid a bit.
Foolish
I don't quite
I don't know.
follow,
sometimes.
but I think describing the character.
Foolhardy.
Yeah,
Well,
foolhardy. I
yeah,
think
I
is
think
Yeah.
that's
better.
a better way.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to think of Giannis kind of has a very like eccentric personality where sometimes like he is hyper focused on what he does, but then in moments of extreme stress, his other side comes out where essentially he becomes very eccentric at times that may give others like the wrong impression, but when you see him do his work, he's like spot on. Like that the whole moment where he's trying to get get the gun aligned. He's under pressure, and then the way how Magic was describing how like the enemy mechs were like slowly like encompassing like circling the the perimeter of the gun, or like just walking past. He's like, no, no. It's like in that moment, Johannes like he knows that without the gun going online, he would be in serious trouble. But not only that, but a lot of his comrades could die. And he did not want that to happen. He was like, no, this cannot happen. You know? So he finally like puts the gun together and just yeah, that moment I think was really like his eyes was like lighting up like sees all of the blips disappear. All the enemies. Boom, boom, yep. That was very good. I honestly love that part. But oh, that little snippet where he bumps his head too. That was a good one. Where it's like he's being pinged and all of a sudden bonk. I was like, what? What? To get the guns online. Yes, yes. Oh boy. But
Uh,
even if like I said, even if let's just say, right, he does have an opportunity for the tank, I'm always up for other like interesting ideas that could possibly take place. Like perhaps maybe, and I'm also following what Jade says. I'm not trying to add add more to the challenge, but one thing that I like to do when it comes to like role playing and doing stuff like this is to be very flexible in the direction that I want to go, while at the same time providing a sort of um like a show of interest that if things don't work out, I can definitely make anything else work. Because it only adds more to the realism
Yeah.
or the believability. Yeah, because then it's like, oh, he does the trials, but whatever happens, like he would still like something great will still come out of it, and that's honestly how I play most of my characters, role play and stuff like that. Because yeah, yep. I was thinking for like next session, like Johannes is pretty much just at the gun range or something, like just taking a breather with his pistol.
Well, I mean, one of the things that we can do too in like an upcoming session at some point in time is we can, have a session where Johannes goes through essentially
The training, like you said, and
one
like a challenge.
goes through their
Yeah,
challenge
that sounds good.
to try and do that if you want. That'd be super easy for me to
Sure.
run. It would be essentially a lot of PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way I would do it is essentially it would be Kirka, Ainsley, and Deanna as they're the kind of senior members in this group of warriors would be putting you through that challenge type deal. I think is how I would run that.
By the way, looking back on like Ainsley as a character, you could also say that she is too childish for a person who grew up on the in slums.
One thing I will say, if anything happens to that coconut monkey, oh yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. That's Johannes's pride and joy. you know.
Well, let's hope that whatever vehicle that you're driving at the time doesn't end up blowing up.
Yeah. Better take care of that coconut monkey.
Oh yes.
Because yeah, like if the front of your vehicle is taken out, the coconut monkey is probably going to end up being a casualty. Because that's where the driver sits, is in the front quadrant.
Oh yeah. Oh, that should be something. Oh man. Having all these parties is over.
No
I
doubt,
can
no
just
doubt.
focus on my hobbies and stuff.
Also, one thing I will put out there is if any of you have an idea for like a mission briefing, one of the things within the book is it's like essentially it's the system is designed so that anybody can be like, hey, this sounds like a cool idea. And if you feel comfortable enough to be like, okay, this is essentially running the mission briefing, it's entirely doable.
Sounds fun.
I have a couple ideas, but they are either too complicated or too dumb, or I'm not comfortable playing the GM.
That is entirely fair. Because being the GM, you have to wear a lot of hats.
No, it's more of talking.
Also fair. I just like subjecting other people to the sound of my voice.
No, that's fair. Let's see.
I think what I'm going to do now, though, is I am going to click the stop button